to me from my Challenge B tutor, our Challenge B tutor for my son, and it was excellent. So I copied that. Okay, so what you have here is these, and I do not know where she got these from. This is terrible, but there are, remember I told you that Trivium table had that I had some of the same information in a different format that I put in the thing. Okay, well this is that information, okay? This information, these charts, are on that Trivium table, and they are on the Trivium table in such a way that is much more easily accessible and understandable than what I have here, okay? But I did provide my students with these, and I did have a student who did not purchase the Trivium table and use these instead, and she did fine. She was my best Latin student. Okay, then there's this Latin A study guide. This is something that doesn't exist anymore. This is from an old Challenge A guide that they used to have. They used to put this in the Challenge A guide, and they don't anymore, and I don't know why, but they can only put so many pages in these things, I guess. And it's just a shame because this is a wonderful Latin study guide. Wonderful Latin study guide.
Amazing. Totally unattainable. Incredible resource.
It is. I say this because I bet there is a way to find this thing. I bet if you went into forums and you asked about this old Latin study guide that used to be in the Challenge A guide, that somebody would have access to this. And maybe it's even on there. It could be even on CC Connected for people to print out in the files.
But that's not like CC Connected, so the parents also have to sign up for CC Connected in order for us to provide it to the students,
That
correct?
is true. That is true. I provided it for my parents. I didn't get it off of CC Connected, so I don't
So it
know
wasn't
where it
proprietary.
came
That's
from.
good. Okay, that's smart.
It was given to me, and so I just gave it to yeah. Okay, then you have your tabs, okay? So I have a tab for each declension. That's that area that you're going to camp out for a long time. I told you about on that Trivium table that you're going to, and Rachel will say, yay, we get to camp out in a place for a long time. I like that. Yeah, these are the declensions. First declension, second declension, third, fourth, fifth declension, a tab for each one of those. Then I have a tab for verbs. You don't get to verbs until the second half of the year. Yay, you. Verbs are
So under
heady.
each of those tabs, are there anything, or it's just blank?
Just
pages.
pages. I'll
Pages
show you
for
what
them.
is under
Okay.
them right now. I mean later, but basically these are the tabs that you have. You have a tab for verbs. You have a tab for adjectives. You have a tab for pronouns. Oh, I don't have anything under the pronouns tab. I think that's because I put the pronouns in, I should though, because pronouns really should have I should have a thing of just pronouns, and I think I put them in my, instead, vocabulary. Vocabulary is where they create their own dictionary. Oh, I have math stuff in here. So this is where they create their dictionary of all the vocab. They do this and they make flashcards. And then rules. These are rules from that blue book, and there are rules from the purple book. There are also rules hidden in the purple book that I will show you. They are in boxes. They're in bolded boxes that are in your purple book, and those are rules. And I don't know why they weren't included in the blue book, but they aren't. I had my students and myself put them in the rules. So I actually have rules here. Let's see, grammar rules. I think I have where it says rules from text. So I have a section that says rules from the text. That means from the purple book. So those are only the things that are in the outline bolded boxes. Those things are rules from the text. In the purple text. So these are all the rules, lots of rules as you can see. And then homework. This is where your exercises go. So your homework goes in here. Okay, and then at the end, what do I have? Oh, these are study guides. We did not use these, so I won't even show these to you. They did use my kid used them, and they are helpful. I don't know where they come from though, so I can't even answer you that. And yeah, that's more homework that I put in the back. So anyway, this is the Latin notebook that I put. You asked what goes behind each tab. Well, when we get a vocab word, when we get a new noun, nouns are declined. So they go with a declension. Only nouns do that. Well, that's not, adjectives kind of do that too, but you'll get there. But anyway, when you decline a noun, if it's a first declension noun, I'm going to decline it under the first declension tab. Now, right now, you may or may not know what I mean when I say decline, but when I go through my seminar tomorrow, I will model for you how to decline some nouns so you can understand what that's like. But we decline English nouns. We just don't decline them as thoroughly as they do in Latin. Okay, so same is true for second declension. Any second declension nouns would be done after that tab, and so forth and so on. Any verbs that we learn are going to go under the verbs tab. Adjectives are going to go under the adjective tab, and you can see adjectives are declined as well. And then pronouns are not declined. Well, actually, no, that's not true. They are declined. Vocab is the, like I said, this is their dictionary. They make the dictionary, and they do it under vocab. And it's exactly like I just have them do the dictionary entry. I have them put the gender and define it. And that's it. That's all that they do in that part. Yeah. So anyway, and then all the rules. Latin is one of those things that the more you write it, the more you're going to remember it. So I also, one of the things I incented my students for was copy work, as much copy work as they could show me. The more copy work, the better. I liked them.